2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane.
You want me to call you Arthur or the Joker? Take me back to that night on stage. What's changed?
Well, I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not alone anymore.
Joker, Folie, Deux happens right after the very first Joker that we've seen a couple of years ago, and we find Arthur Fleck in prison in Arkham Asylum in Gotham, struggling with his dual identity and actually getting ready for the trial of the century, which puts him in front of the court with potentially a death sentence waiting for him if he proves to be guilty. And while in prison, he meets another slightly deranged character, Harley Quinn, which we all know from the comic books. And the film sort of presents his trial, but most importantly, the love story between the two of them. So this film has been quite divisive, let's call it. But Baz, what do you think, first impressions when you walked in? What were you expecting? Did you have low expectations already?
What I expected was kind of more of the same that we previously saw in the first Joker movie with JoaquinPhoenix. That's what I was expecting, and that's what I wanted. Going into it, hearing quite a few reviews that were kind of lambasting the film, I was a bit concerned. And actually, to be honest, I'm kind of glad I read the reviews and listened to the reviews before I went in, because my hopes were almost a bit crushed. But I was really happy with this film, and I don't really quite understand. I'm sure we're going to delve into it, why it got the hate that it's receiving, because I thought the performances by not Heath Ledger, I was going to say JoaquinPhoenix, it was fantastic again, and he's proven he's got singing ability. And I thought the love story was very convincing. I don't know about yourself, Alex, but I was caught up in it.
Absolutely. It dares to be different, and it's insane. Mm-hmm. Probably a good way to put it is mad, because Folie à deux means madness in two. But it's mad to go to be bold enough to be so different than the first film. But that doesn't make the film any worse. I loved the film. I really enjoyed their love story, enjoyed the music, enjoyed the cinematography, the acting. Everything is very well polished, and it looks like the first one. And I didn't mind the court sessions either, because it just shows you how this person is struggling with his split personality. What did you think about that second part of the film?
Yeah. So the courtroom kind of setup, ambiance, that did throw me a little bit. I didn't know that it would be so integral to the film. I didn't know it was going to kind of develop into that. It's kind of like at the end of Oppenheimer, really. There's a lot of legal scenes with solicitors and what have you, discussing the various ongoings, isn't there? And that was a big portion of that film that I didn't expect as well. But no, I didn't mind it. I thought you saw a different side to the Joker. When he's put into those situations, and I think it's just difficult for this film to really please a lot of people, because it is an extension of the first one. People are wanting kind of more the same sort of linear kind of plot that they had in the first one, and it doesn't really quite follow on like you would expect. But I don't mind that. I can appreciate that it was a different director, and they were trying something new, and just enjoyed it for what it was. And Lady Gaga, I thought was, JoaquinPhoenix obviously steals the show, but Lady Gaga deserves a mention.
Hey, no touching!
I'm so proud of you. You should see it out there. They're all going crazy for you. You did it.
I don't know. Maybe I should read a law book or something. Even though I never went to high school.
I said no touching.
do anything you want. You're Joker.
Yeah, it's the same director, Baz, at the first one.
Is it?
Todd
I didn't know
Phillips.
that. Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's totally different approach. And to be honest, I appreciate the brevity of this, because imagine you've just done a film that has box office 1 billion, over 1 billion, which is the first Joker. And then you go back and say, I want to do another one, which the studios will be like, absolutely, let's get another £1 billion in the bank. And then
Yes.
he goes, yeah, but this is going to be a musical. And it's going to be set in two locations, a prison and a courtroom. And you can imagine that's a tough pill to swallow from anybody. And it cost $200 million to make the second film, which is insane. I don't even know where that money went to. But the fact that this got made in this form is such a different film. But let me ask you a different question, Baz.
Yeah.
If this film would have come out before the first film, do you think it would have been received better?
100%. Yeah, 100%. If you look at them, side by side, then Joker 1 wins hands down, I would say. A much more enjoyable movie. Acting was more on point. There's more iconic scenes. That's the thing. That's the thing. Where, in particular, there are a lot of scenes in Joker 1 where you can look at and go, that's fantastic. Whereas with Joker 2, not so much. Do you know what I mean? Did you get my own proof? There's no outstanding scene or scenes in that film. Yeah. But I think to answer your question, I think if it came out before, it wouldn't have got the reception it's getting now. And on the subject of you use the word musical. I wouldn't describe this as a film that has massive musical sequences. It's a bit 50-50 with the cabaret style of singing. That's 50% of the song in the movie, and then the other 50% is kind of just these kind of mellow set pieces where the characters are a bit melancholy and they're kind of just they're singing to themselves almost. So they're talking, but it's just in the form of song. Sorry, and to me that's. I'm going to use the word bearable. That makes it sound negative, but it just allows the film to kind of flow, and it's not choked up with massive sequences of sing along. I don't know if you agree, but
absolutely, I enjoyed this. So this is, just to put it in perspective, when we say a musical, this is nowhere near the level of Les Miserables or Chicago, or not. That is not even close. That has music 90% of the film. This has music 50% of the film. But that's the first, I think, is a positive, massive positive. The second thing is that I think there's only two big set pieces of where the whole environment changes and they're actually on a stage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the songs and the music in the film is all played by the characters, is sang by the characters. So JoaquinPhoenix voice, Joker's voice, he sings those snippets of songs, which are all like well-known songs, they're not originals. And he sings them with that croaky voice of Joker's, that sort of like laughing type of voice, which is brilliant. So it's unique in how the music sounds. And the same with Lady Gaga. She tones down that polished voice that she has, that we all know of, that recognizable voice, and just sounds like, just like somebody singing in the kitchen and humming and changing from a hum into a song. And that plays very well with their love story, because what better way to express love than through music? So that's exactly what the film does very well, and that's what I enjoy the most about it.
Yeah. Good points to make there, and also I think a lot of people that might be critical of this didn't buy into the love story between Harley Quinn and the Joker. I don't think they bought into it, because again, I was quite invested in that. I think that's primarily what this film is about. It's about the relationship between those two and the madness of them both, and coming together and finding some sanity in their love for each other. That's what the crux of the film is. The crux, sorry. And I think anyone who is talking about misdemeanors, or how the film, it wasn't as good as the first one, or they don't like this particular element of it, they're missing the whole point, which is, were you invested in that part of the film, yes or no? And I think that the answer would be no. But I was, You know, that's why it got the pass for me, as well as me appreciating the other elements of the film, whether it is the soundtrack or it is the acting or it is just even some of the cinematography. I thought was really well done. You know, when there's a fire at the prison, and I think that's when the first set piece happens. You know, and even the lighting in that, and the helicopters going up high, and the elements of fire. It looked really good. You know, so it's a bit of a weird kind of cultural thing when, you know, something, it could be a film or it could be anything else, starts getting a lot of stick, and then people just kind of jump on a bandwagon. It's like early doors this film was going to get criticism before it even came out, so there's kind of this cultural thing where you just have to jump on and say, oh yeah, it's rubbish, don't waste your money. Thank you very much for watching our review of Joker, Folie, Deux. And if you'd like to watch another controversial sequel that got criticised, Mad Max Furiosa Road here is a good one that me and Alex did. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.